What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can scrape Apollo leads automatically by creating this simple automation on make.com. Let's get started. To scrape Apollo for leads, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool with pre-built tools that you can use to scrape any website or automate projects. So search for Apify, then create an account on Apify, and then after creating an account, head over to Apify store. And then here, we're going to search for the website that you would like to scrape. In our case, we'd like to scrape Apollo, so I'm going to search for Apollo. Then search. You can see that we have 12 tools that we can use to scrape leads on Apollo. We are going to use this tool to scrape leads from a search URL. On Apollo, you can make a search similar to this one right here, whereby we're looking for companies in Germany. Copy the URL of this search, and then here, paste the link that we just copied. And then after pasting the search URL, you will add the total number of records that you like to scrape. Here, we can add a total of, let's say, 20. And we like to get work emails and personal emails. To scrape leads from this search URL, I'm going to click on Save and Start. You can see that our tool is running and our actor is getting our data. That our tool succeeded in scraping contact information of these leads that we scraped from Apollo. We're getting the city they are in, their country, their email, also getting their first name, their headline, their last name, their LinkedIn URL, their full name, their photo URL, and their title. With this incredible tool, we are getting the contact information of the leads that we scraped from Apollo by adding the search URL to our tool right here. To add these leads automatically to a Google spreadsheet, we'll create a simple automation on make.com that automatically scrapes the lead for us and adds the leads on a Google spreadsheet. On Make, I've created a new scenario that I've renamed to Scraping Apollo Leads Automation. Here, I'm going to search for Apify, then click on Apify. I'm going to choose Run an Actor as our trigger. And then here, I'm going to create a connection between Apify and Make. To create a connection, click on Add, rename your connection right here, and then paste your API token over here. Now, to get your API token on Apify, click on Settings, then click on API and Integration. Here, you'll find your personal API token, copy it, and then on Make, paste your API token right here, and then click on Save. Now, after creating your connection, here, we'll choose our actor. Our tool is called Code Crafter Apollo Scraper. So here, I'm going to choose Code Crafter Apollo Scraper. And then here, I'm going to choose to run synchronously. And then we'll need to input our JSON right here. To get our JSON on our tool, click on JSON. We'll copy our JSON. We'll pass our JSON to a JSON formatter and format our JSON. Then to format our JSON, I'll click on Process. Our JSON has been formatted, so I'll copy it and then paste it right here on Make. And then here, I'll leave everything as is, then click on OK. So I'll rename this module to Scrape Apollo Leads. This module will only scrape the leads. Now, to get the leads on Apify, I'm going to click on the Get Dataset Item module. We'll need to add our dataset ID, which will be this default dataset ID right here. And then we can limit it to 1,000, and then click on OK. I'll rename this module to Get Apollo Leads. Now here, I'll run this automation to see if we're going to get this data that we scraped previously over here. Now I'll run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here, we succeeded in scraping emails of our leads using the search URL on Apollo. So on the Get Dataset Item module, you can see the leads that we scraped from Apollo. So we scraped a total of 20 leads because here we limited it to 20. Now, here we're getting their first name, last name, their full name, their LinkedIn URL, their title, their email status, which is verified, their photo URL. We're also getting their email, so getting their headline, their state, their city, and their country. We're doing that for all the 20 leads right here. You can see we're still getting their email, their headline, their first name, last name, full name, and their LinkedIn URL. Now that we have captured our leads right here, we can go ahead and add the leads to a Google spreadsheet, similar to this one right here. So on Google Sheet, I've created these spreadsheet that I've renamed to Apollo Leads. And on this sheet, we have first name, last name, full name, email, title, is likely to engage, and LinkedIn URL as the columns on this spreadsheet. I'm going to search for Google Sheet, then click on Add a Row Module. Yeah, I'm going to search for spreadsheet. Our spreadsheet is called Scraping Sheet. Our sheet name is Apollo Leads. And then we can add the values of the columns on our Google Sheet. So for the first name, we're going to add the first name right here. For the last name, we're going to add the last name. For the full name, we can add the full name. Email, we can add the email right here. For their title, we can add the title. Is likely to engage, we can add is likely to engage right here. And for the LinkedIn URL, we can add the LinkedIn URL right here. And then click on OK. So here, I renamed this module to Apollo Leads. And then click on OK. Let us run automation again and add the leads to our spreadsheet over here. So now to run automation, I'll click on Run Once. You can see that automation ran successfully. Yeah, we succeeded in scraping Apollo leads from this search URL. And then we got the leads right here, 20 of them. And then we added the 20 leads to a Google spreadsheet over here. When we go to our Google spreadsheet, you can see we added our leads right here. Let us format our leads first. After formatting our leads, you can see that we added our leads that we scraped from Apollo right here on our Google spreadsheet. So we're getting their first name, last name, their full name, their email, their title, the likelihood of them engaging, and their LinkedIn URL over here on our Google spreadsheet. Now, you can see we're not getting all the emails, but we're getting some of the emails of these leads. On this module, you can see that we are hard coding our URLs. If you wanted to scrape another search URL, let's say, for example, you wanted to scrape for another location or another industry, you'll need to copy the URL and add it manually right here. Now, instead of hard coding the URL every single time, here we can add a new spreadsheet on our scraping sheet and paste the URLs right here instead of manually hard coding the URLs over here. So here we can add the specific URLs that we like to scrape leads and then use the URLs from this spreadsheet to scrape the leads instead of manually hard coding the URL right here. These spreadsheet I've renamed it to Apollo URLs. To get our Apollo search URLs on automation, I'll search for Google Sheet, then click on Watch a New Raw Module. Now, I'll use this as our trigger, and I'll connect it to here. So here, I'll rename this module to Apollo search URLs, then click on OK. On this module, I'm going to search for a spreadsheet. Our spreadsheet is called Scraping Sheet, and then we'll find our sheet name, which is Apollo URLs. And then we can say this table contains headers. We can limit it to 2. I'm going to click on OK. Here we'll choose where we'd like to start. We can choose all, then click on OK. Now let us run this module and see if we're going to get our URL. You can see that we're getting our URL right here. Now, instead of hard coding our search URL right here, we can delete it and only add our URL from the search URL module. Then click on OK. You can add as many search URLs that you'd like to scrape. And then with this automation, you'll scrape the leads that will be added on our Apollo leads spreadsheet right here. To scrape leads from our link that we added to our Apollo search URL module, here I'll choose where to start and choose on all, then click on OK, and then I'll run our automation again. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here, we got our URL from the Apollo search URL module. Then we use the URL to scrape the Apollo leads from our tool on Apify. Then with this module, we got our leads. And then we added our leads to our Apollo leads spreadsheet. When I open my Google spreadsheet, you can see we have a total of 40 leads. Here, since we scraped the same leads twice, you can insert a row above to separate the leads. If I had added a different search URL right here, we'll have gotten different leads right here. So this is a simple automation that you can create right now on Make and automate the process of scraping leads from Apollo and adding the leads to a Google spreadsheet that looks similar to this one. If you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. I'll read out the comment, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire automation or system from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.